Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and DiscoveringBands.com, and for everyone watching, for share this video and my channel and help support the awesome bands that I feature. How you doing today?
Good.
It's great to have you here, and I want to say I love the energy of the show. Amazing show just before.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. We had first time that we've performed with that lineup, kind of emergency crew tonight, but the guys came together really great, and it sounded much better than we were afraid it might not sound. So.
Yeah, you know it's an industrial festival, and you guys are playing.
Yeah, that's true. We've been fortunate to play a lot of festivals. Of course, Dark Side of the Con, we do a lot, and so when they asked us to come to the Unconvention, we said, sure, why not?
And for anyone who's not familiar with you guys, you want to give us a little history about the band?
Yeah, we formed in Queens, New York in roughly 2004. And I met my bandmate, Dräcos. We were both DJs at some fetish parties and stuff in New York, and I liked the music that he played. He liked the music that I played, and we started working on some remixes together, and that's kind of how it started. And I said we should do our own stuff. So kind of just started working together from there. First album came out in 2006. And yeah, it's been going since then, since 2004. So what is that? I'm bad at math, but it's been a while. It's been almost 20 years.
And what got you into industrial music?
You know, I think when I was younger, I had a love for both new wave music, specifically synthesizer dance music, really specifically, and punk rock. I liked a lot of punk. I listened to a lot of Circle Jerks, Dead Kennedys, Black Flag, Fear, just a lot of really political punk rock bands. And I liked the synths more than the guitars that were in punk, but I liked the energy of the punk more than the new romantic vibe. So I was like, man, I wish somebody would just write punk music on keyboards. And then I discovered DAF, Nitzareb, early Frontline Assembly, Einstürzen and Neubauten, stuff that was rhythmic, and Neubauten's always been really out there, but a lot of the other bands, 242 especially, they were like new wave bands, but they were punk. So, it was like, it was that combination that I was looking for, like that angry, political music with a message, but played on synthesizers rather than guitars, bass, and drums.
Speaking of political, what do you stand for and what are the messages of the band?
Well, what we stand for is action and accountability more than anything else. And we have a somewhat of a high tolerance for how people choose to, there's certain things that are out of bounds, but they're, for the most part, we generally are okay with how people choose to live their lives, as long as they are, again, being those two things, being accountable for their actions, whatever they might be, and that they take an active role in that life, and that manifests itself in different ways for different people. That doesn't mean that they have to take an active political role necessarily, and work for a lobby, or just that they don't spend their days, sitting on, now the pandemic has altered everything, but we all spend days sitting on the couch now. But in the best of scenarios, we just want people to take an active role in their life, be aware of what's happening, know what, when there's just be, I guess, I don't want to come off too preachy, but we really want people to be aware of the world they live in. I mean, I think, again, one of the upsides to the pandemic and the shutdown of the coronavirus is that it really, I think, accelerated in a lot of ways a move towards cleaner energy and more climate awareness, and I think people have gotten mildly smarter around that, so that's a good thing. But I feel like too many people are just caught up in their own sort of Instagram lives and aren't living on a level where they're engaging more with their community.
So kind of like zombies. They don't really realize what's going on.
Really are. I mean, and couch potato zombies. People that are just apathetic or about situations. And we've seen a lot of political activism, particularly in this country. I think globally, but there's been a lot of social unrest in this country. There's been a lot of polarization amongst parties. I have a number of friends who are very progressive in their politics, and I have a number of friends who are very conservative in their politics. And I accept and love them all equally, but I have more respect for the ones that are living that life, meaning, people who stand by their principles and then do something with those principles. So if, for example, you say, we need more social benefits, then go out and get involved. Work for a food bank, or volunteer. Even go sweep your neighborhood. It doesn't even have to be like an organized sign-on to some third-party initiative. You can, just go clean up your street. I live in Queens, New York. The streets are mad dirty. Like if everybody just went outside and swept for 5 minutes, it would make such a change. And that's just like one really tiny, like, you can't take 5 minutes of your life. Or how about this? Don't throw the garbage on the street, when you have an empty wrapper or something. Just take an active awareness, A, in what's going on, B, then be accountable for who you are in that whole mix, and if at all possible, try to be a catalyst for change in a positive direction.
So with all the crazy stuff going on in the world right now, is that inspiring any new music?
Well, they said, when I will say that there were a lot of fans who were really pleading for us and saying the world needs another 820 album, another 820 political diatribe. But it's been hard on us too. It's been almost 10 years since we released the last album. So even though we've continued to play shows, we haven't put out any new music in a while. So the scene has changed so much in the 10 years since that album came out. We've changed so much in 10 years. And that, again, that's sort of our overall message. Like, I wouldn't want to be the same person today that I was 10 years ago. I would hope that I wouldn't be the same person. I hope that, we're all constantly on a path to becoming better, more evolved, whatever, and so I don't know. It's hard for me to know how to come back to it in a way. It's like when you've been away for something for so long, it can be. It's just hard. It's hard to get yourself back into that place. And I think, we've been trying to do that for a while and trying to figure out, like, if we come back, where do we pick up? Does it sound like the old stuff? Does it sound like what's popular now? And when you get to that point and you start trying to control the music, then that's not what we do. It's never worked for us. So I think we're just kind of trying to get back to a point where we can be together again in proximity, because there have been issues with that. And just, I think when we're ready, it'll just kind of come out.
So even though you guys have changed, you still enjoy playing the old material then?
I do. I mean, I like playing the old. I like coming out and playing here because it's been over a year since we played live. So we were a little rusty, and I was a little worried about how all that would translate. But that worked out really well, better than I could have expected. And I do still enjoy playing live. I will say that I have complained to Dräcos about needing new songs to play, and I do have a desire to want to play new stuff as well. You do get somewhat tired of playing the same things all the time. And then I think about like real bands that actually do real tours and play their same songs, like 200 nights in a year maybe. And I can't, I don't know that I want to be, Depeche Mode still having to play People Are People 30 years after the fact, you know what I mean? But at the same time, if I ever got anywhere close to that level, I would just take it. Whatever came with it, you just take it. But, yeah, I really prefer being in the live environment. That more than, of course I like being in the studio and writing tracks, and I enjoy writing music, but I really enjoy being out in front of the crowds and getting that energy.
And you don't really tour; you mostly do one-off shows, right?
We do, yeah. We've never actually in all the years we've been together, the 18 years or whatever that it's been, we've never done a proper tour. Both Dräcos and I, in that whole time, have had career occupations that don't enable us to take prolonged periods off. And if we did, that'd be it. If we took 5 weeks off the tour, then that's it. Then you're not doing anything else that year. And, with family commitments and other ambitions, I was just never comfortable, putting all of that, trying to make that happen all at once. So we do mostly fly-ins. As you said, we play a lot of festivals. We've been very fortunate in terms of our popularity in Germany and Mexico. So we've had the good fortune to play Germany a whole bunch of times and Mexico a whole bunch of times. And we love both places. And the energy there is also very different. But we're playing a lot of festivals, so that's why we like the festivals too. You get those big crowds, and we're a party band. It's very easy. We're a band that it's very easy, having never heard us before, to just pick up the beat to and have fun and at our shows. And so we think that's one of the reasons we keep getting asked back. But yeah, it'll be exciting to get back over to Germany or to Mexico again.
Yeah, now if people want to find you online on social media, look you up, get your music, how do they do that?
Yeah, we go to our Facebook page, FGFC820 Facebook page, or they can look. We do have we are on Bandcamp, so you'll find us on Bandcamp, and we from now and then put some Easter eggs up there, like rare stuff, rare remixes and things that were never released or whatnot. So that's a good place to catch some rare stuff from us. And other than that, housearkana.com, they can follow us there. We will have a new vinyl 12-inch that's going to come out next year with remixes from Leather Strip and Suicide Commando. So along with remixes from Choke Chain and Extra Human, 2 up-and-coming acts. So really, really excited about that. And then after that, try to get some new music out.
Any festivals or shows in the future coming up?
Yeah, we have 2 festivals we're booked for, but can't talk about yet. But next summer, this is the last thing we'll do for this year. But next summer, we'll be back on the West Coast for sure, at least once. And then, then after that, it's Mexico, trying to get back to Mexico.
Awesome. Well, look forward to what you have coming up in the future. It was good talking with you, and everybody look them up.